want to break down briefly geopolitically what's happening. You have a lot of special interest, like the oil companies that are deeply in bed with Saudi Arabia and the jihadists, using them as proxy armies to overthrow areas in the Middle East, North Africa, Central Asia, and into Eastern Europe. The corporations are using them as a new form of colonialism to create a new caliphate. And I wasn't sophisticated enough in the last decade when people said this. I thought, oh, that's just propaganda for all these wars. I knew the government was working with al-Qaeda, letting them attack us so they could take liberties. But now I realize, reading the Project for New American Century again, that I didn't understand it. When they say clash of civilizations, they're going to divide the world up with the jihadist, Wahhabist Muslims out of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and other countries. They're going to bring down every other nation over there. That's why Mubarak had to be sacrificed. They tried to turn Egypt over to them. Saudi Arabia acts like they're for their brothers, and they're going to give money to prop up Egypt. It's the opposite. You've got Israel thinking they're taking out their enemy, Iran, by going after Syria. They're involved. You've got Turkey. You've got NATO. You've got France. This is pure evil. And you've got the defense contractors and companies that just want more war zones to dump more money into no-bid contracts. You've got a whole bunch of special interests that want this, except the British governments could see where this goes in the future. And losing all credibility, losing all moral high ground, and the fact that the public has woken up that al-Qaeda is now almost completely run by the West and funded and controlled. All this is now coming out. And the Joint Chiefs and the chairman, who was known for being pretty hawkish, went to Obama and said, you got to stop. The military's going to mutiny over the fact that we're funding al-Qaeda and we're training them at these bases in Jordan that's been going on for 2.5 years. So Obama had to come out and give a speech to hide in plain view what was already happening, hoping the military, once it was public, would think, well, it must be okay because they're publicly admitting it. See, just like they inoculated publicly saying torture's good. You understand that? So people will think, well, it's okay, we're ordered to torture. They're admitting it on TV. This is a tactic. Now, Dr. Jerome Corsi was with us last month from WorldNetDaily.com, best-selling author, former consultant at the State Department, Harvard, graduate in economics, political science, you name it. Very smart guy, has his ear to the ground, inside the D.C. power structure. He knows what he's talking about. I want to get his take to concur if I'm wrong or right or to add to this, but I knew last night to call him to get him on briefly today because I instantly saw what this was. He said a month ago, they're running the Muslim Brotherhood and al-Qaeda groups, money laundering out of Kenya. The documents were coming out in the Arab press. They were translating it at WorldNet Daily Over. We were covering it at InfoWars as well, Infowars.com, WND.com, had all the news. And sure enough, here is his article from yesterday. Did Americans help plot Kenyan terror attack? Al-Qaeda affiliate claiming responsibility actively recruits in U.S. Here's our Infowars.com article. Saudi Arabia threatens to end career of AP reporter over chemical weapons story. And there's all these other reporters saying the same thing. And the videos being uploaded by the jihadis and the UN finding that it was the jihadis. None of that's in the news right now. Because the head of al-Qaeda 2 weeks ago called for soft targets to be hit, Christian targets, Pakistan, Kenya, places they can hit, they're hitting. Doesn't mean our government's giving them the orders. Our government has criminals in it that help fund these groups. The jihadis on the ground are real, folks. But now it becomes a political diversion. To quantify this is so big. Then one of my top reporters is out with his girlfriend, and he's been here years, and nothing like this ever happened to him. And I've had this happen to me before in D.C. Saudi Arabian-type intelligence folks in the fancy car pull up, in the sports jackets, walk over with cameras going, nice family. His family wasn't with him, just his girlfriend. He's divorced and has kids, has a girlfriend for many years. Videotaping him going, nice family, nice dog, obviously threatening for 5 minutes. He hadn't brought his phone with him because they were just down at the park with the dogs. This is the kind of stuff like right out of a movie. And we've talked to reporters who don't want to go on air. We have some here in this new article today who have gone on record. A lot of people are getting threatened. We have sources in Syria, Christians that won't come on now, that have been on the news because they've been death threatened, they said, by Saudi Arabian intelligence that's quarterbacking the whole deal. Now, I want to see from Dr. Corsi if I'm correct from my analysis. Saudi Arabia's quarterbacking this. Looks to me like perfect timing to turn the jihadis loose in that mall. Now the New York PD saying give up your rights, checkpoints because of the mall attack. Obama is blaming the Fort Hood shooting on American gun owners, saying that's not terror. 2 years, it turned out, for 2 years they were in intelligence briefings. The CIA was tracking Major Hassan, getting orders from al-Qaeda, and the same head of al-Qaeda that said attack the U.S. 2 weeks ago, or Christian targets. So it appears Obama is activating his jihad, not just in the Middle East or North Africa, but getting ready to activate it in other areas. And again, they know the public can't differentiate Sunni from Shiite, and so in this war, they're going to use this to bring in domestic martial law. That's my big concern. And now we know the larger story.
The Alex Jones channel is the official page of the InfoWar. But don't miss what's happening on our other channels. The Info Warrior, with the week's best videos. Prison Planet Live, where Paul Joseph Watson gives his expert analysis. And keep up with the rest of the InfoWars crew on our other pages. All of our videos are available to repost for educational purposes. See the sidebar of the Alex Jones channel for the subscription links. And remember, you can always find our videos in the highest quality by becoming a member of PrisonPlanet.tv.